The skyline of New York City glittered under the night sky. Glass towers, luxury cars, and a fast-paced life. Everything looked perfect. But behind every shine, there's always a story. Ethan Walker, a 19-year-old boy, was the son of a successful businessman. His father, Richard Walker, owned a well-known tech company. People often said, Ethan's future is already set. But the truth was very different. Ethan had everything. Expensive gadgets, access to the best education, powerful connections. There was one thing he didn't have: his own identity. In school, he was always compared to his father. He's Richard Walker's son. No one ever said, he's Ethan. Ethan tried many times to build something of his own. He started learning coding, came up with startup ideas, and worked on projects. But every time he failed, because he relied on one thing: perfect tools, perfect setups, and perfect conditions. One day his father told him, if you really want to succeed, stop depending on what you have. Start building who you are. But Ethan didn't fully understand it. One night, Ethan sat in his luxury apartment frustrated. His latest project had just crashed. He slammed his laptop shut and shouted, maybe I'm just not good enough. He had the most powerful laptop, the fastest internet, yet he was still failing. The next day, out of frustration, Ethan left his home and wandered into an older part of the city. There, he noticed a small electronics repair shop. It looked simple and outdated, but something about it felt different. Inside, there was an old man, Mr. Alvarez. Ethan watched as the man carefully repaired old, slow computers, machines people had long thrown away. Curious, Ethan asked, why are you fixing these outdated systems? No one uses them anymore. Mr. Alvarez smiled and said, because they still work. If you understand their strength. Ethan laughed slightly. Strength? These machines are weak. Mr. Alvarez looked into his eyes and replied, son, strength isn't in the hardware. It's in the person using it. That line stayed in Ethan's mind. Over the next few days, Ethan kept coming back to the shop. He observed how Mr. Alvarez managed to fix what seemed impossible using very limited tools. One day, Mr. Alvarez handed Ethan an old computer and said, fix this. Ethan smirked. This is trash. Try, Mr. Alvarez said calmly. On the first day, Ethan failed. On the second day, he failed again. On the third day, he grew frustrated. This is impossible, Mr. Alvarez simply said. Or maybe, you give up too easily. Those words hit him. Ethan made a decision. He would not give up this time. He spent hours in the shop, experimenting, learning, and struggling. No advanced tools, no shortcuts. For the first time, he realized something important. The problem wasn't the tools, it was his patience. Weeks turned into months. Finally, Ethan managed to get the old computer running. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. That day, Ethan felt a new kind of confidence, one that didn't come from expensive gadgets. Ethan changed his approach. He came up with a new startup idea, but this time, his focus was on simplicity and efficiency. He started building software that could run smoothly even on old systems. People doubted him. This won't work. The world is moving toward high-end technology. But Ethan now understood. Strength isn't in hardware. It's in thinking. He worked day and night. There were bugs, failures, and rejections from investors. But this time, Ethan didn't quit. Finally, his product was launched. At first, the response was slow. But gradually, schools, small businesses, and people with limited resources started using his software. Because not everyone could afford expensive hardware. And Ethan had built something for them. Within a year, Ethan's startup grew into a multi-million-dollar company. The media began calling him the boy who built for everyone. In an interview, a journalist asked, you had access to the best technology. Why did you choose to build for weaker systems? Ethan smiled and said, because I realized success doesn't come from powerful hardware. It comes from a strong mindset that refuses to quit. One day, Ethan returned to the old repair shop. Mr. Alvarez was still there. Ethan said, you were right. Strength is not in the machine. Mr. Alvarez smiled gently. And now you understand, it never was. Morale. In life, resources, money, or perfect tools are not what define success. Many people fail not because they lack opportunities, but because they give up too soon. Real strength lies within you, your consistency, your patience, and your courage. No matter how big the problem is, never give up.